I went to a really interesting and very quiet bookstore called the Argosy bookstore. It had an entire second level where there was no one, and I found this cool book on birds. I think in another life, I would just draw and study birds all the time because I think they're beautiful. I was born to bird, but forced to sit at a desk, you know what I'm saying? Although the desk isn't that bad, to be honest. It's actually quite great, and you know what? There's still time to bird. Speaking of birds, I was walking through Central Park and I saw a bird eating some froyo on the floor. And this was on my way to the Met, which, by the way, oh my god. I thought I only needed a day here, but I literally came back 3 times. And I saw some real Matisse pieces, but I couldn't stare at them too long because I am technically working on this trip. But I was still able to squeeze in some reading and some looking around at the museum, which was so awesome. I'm reading Wuthering Heights because I saw the trailer and I was like, what the hell is happening? So I had to go look at it. But if my boss is watching this, no, I wasn't reading. I was working diligently in between meetings, I swear. So this is a whole East Coast trip, and oh my gosh, I have to say this is probably one of my favorite trips. It was so relaxing, probably the best place to read Wuthering Heights aside from like England, obviously. The seafood here is so delicious and fresh. And honestly, just the lighthouses alone, especially in Canada, oh my god, they are so pretty, and I can see why so many people paint them all the time. The air itself, too, was so crisp and just clear. I feel like my lungs are healing. I don't even smoke or anything. Did anyone else see that Wuthering Heights trailer? What did you think of it? Were you weirded out, or were you like, yeah, I really like this interpretation of this classic novel? I did think the trailer was a lot hornier than the book for sure. And I will say, as someone who doesn't read many classics, I mostly read historical nonfiction. And I'm also an extremely slow reader, so I was super worried that I wouldn't be able to read this because in high school I had a really hard time with things like Shakespeare. But honestly, I flew through that book super fast. I don't know if it was the beautiful scenery around me that made it easier or the fact that it's just easy to read. But it definitely gave me a huge confidence boost in terms of my reading comprehension skills, especially in this era of short form media.